in Anambra State, in Onitsha Market specifically, this past week, is this a good idea by IPOB, or would you say they are latching onto the matter at hand to advocate for their own interests? Is this the right time to be calling for a seat at home at a time when the governor has specifically said the market should reopen? Because right now it's almost as if people are caught in between IPOB and the Anambra State government. And now they want to bring other states into it as well. Other states, Enugu, Ebonyi, the seat at home is not as extreme as it is in Anambra State.
Thank you very much. Before I go into the Anambra issue, I think I just want to make a comment about the repeated mention about Wike. I think Wike has long been demystified. He's just a paper tiger. He's propped up by Bola Tinubu to do his dirty job. And I think that the Navy lieutenants proved that he was just like a paper tiger. So we should stop talking about Wike. And all those accusations against Wike of manipulating the judiciary actually should go to Bola Tinubu. He's the one manipulating judiciary using the paper tiger called Nyesom Wike. Back to the Anambra issue. You see, now we begin to wonder, when somebody says he's a professor in Nigeria, we should ask, professor of what? How did he get that professorship? This character who is the governor of Anambra State, who calls himself Professor Soludo, you begin to wonder, how does he reason? Why I'm saying this is this. He absolutely has no powers to compel independent shop owners, private shop owners, to open their markets at any time when they want to shut it. He has no business doing that. I mean, and then he does not, most of those shops are actually private houses, and he goes there and he closes it. So you begin to ask yourself, is it that he was not aware, or did he have another game plan? What Mr. Soludo wanted to just do was to just raise this issue of IPOB and then try to scuttle perhaps chance of others who may want to go for the presidency by heightening this issue of IPOB. Soludo should be ashamed of himself for the kind of actions he's taking, because, like I said, he has no right to close markets on a particular day. Now he has caused more mayhem by that. If not that he had an ulterior motive to create a groundswell of maybe protest that may lead to something that he cannot even control. And then he will now have reason to bring in the forces or the military to come and even cause more harm in his state. With regards to the IPOB, if their leader has been detained for some time, most of us in the East know that the IPOB is more of an emotional organization. It's an issue in the emotions. They really have no structures. They will say somebody will issue a release and it says Emma powerful from nowhere, and keep turning these documents. And this thing happens as we begin to discuss more about elections, and it is used to ensure that maybe people from the Southeast can't even legitimately have a say or an effort at national rulership. That is basically what I see Soludo doing. The issue is not about the Anambra market, because he knows it's illegal. What he did was wrong, and he only tried to stoke the embers of ethnicity, which he has somehow succeeded. But I call on people to be more aware, more engaging, and realize that let us contain this where it is. The IPOB has no right to tell people in Owerri or in Abakaliki or wherever to sit at home. It never worked, and when it worked in the past, it worked surprisingly with the force of the federal authorities. Where I stay now, the sit at home was implemented more by the police and the army. When you want to go out of your house on those days, it is the same soldiers who are the roadblocks. The same policemen that will say, why are you going out? Don't you know today is sit at home? Go back and sit at home. So the whole idea of IPOB sit at home is mere political. It's just political gerrymandering. And that is what Mr. Soludo tried to stoke by making that nonsensical or very illegitimate announcement he made, shutting down the market. If you shut down our Onitsha Main Market that employs a straight 50,000 youths on a daily basis, you say you shut it down by 1 week without providing them any palliatives, what do you expect? Of course, those young men will come out on the streets, and they've come out on the streets. Now it's like it's snowballing into something more precarious. playing into the game plan of this Soludo character and his APC puppeteers. So we Nigerians should always be aware of what is the ultimate game plan of these characters and know how to prevent it. Preventing it is to even to accept that this so-called announcement by the so-called IPOB characters is just in line with what Mr. Soludo said, to make it as if the Southeast is ungovernable or is being led by some non-state actors. That is not who we are. The IPOB, so-called IPOB announcement, I'm telling you, is a manipulation of even the federal authorities. And this has proved severally. One example of this proof is this. The killings that were attributed to the IPOB in those days. It is only now that Mr. Somebody like Asarino Kubo comes out and tells the whole country that he has been killing the Igbos water in the guise of unknown gunmen, that people are beginning to appreciate that even those killings then were done by federal authorities. So the so-called sit-at-home ordered by IPOB is nonsensical, and it's just a prelude to what we will expect from a government that is investing heavily in dividing Nigerians.
Right.
Nigerians must come as one and ensure that at all costs, we ensure that these characters who have ruled Nigeria for the past 10 years from the time of Buhari to now, must not be allowed a day beyond 2027.
Thank you, Barrister. Thank you very much.